Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families.
I'm sorry. Did y'all see his socks?
Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the Black community do our men create real homes?
I know where this is going. Look, I'm gonna just go ahead and preface this and say it right now. I was with her up until that point because she had a valid point, but just based off of what she just said right there, driving the conversation towards me, and I already know where this is going.
And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful Black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on Black family, you know? Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a Black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, Black men.
Oh, no.
I got to tell my Black men to really step up for Black women and create families.
No. Oh, no.
It's really not cool.
No.
Black men.
No. Stop. Flag on the play. Time out. Cut. Break. Pause. Hold on. I know you are not about to sit up here with these waterworks and sit here and try to turn this around on Black. This is what I cannot stand. Look, I don't have a problem. Look, I've even said it myself before. Cam Newton is what I would consider a rich Pookie. You live a Pookie lifestyle. You just have means. You have money, resources. And that's fair enough. Okay, guess what? I don't have a problem with her saying that. The issue that I have in these types of conversations, and you notice it, and it's the same thing. These women will get on these soapboxes, but they never want to address the real root of the problem. When the real root of the problem is, or I'm not going to say the root of the problem, but I'm going to say a key root of the problem is women. A lot of these women need to be held accountable. You're trying to hold men accountable when women are the ones that are breaking up the family. Women are the ones with the highest divorce rate. Women are the ones that are rubbing their success in men's faces, perceived success. Women. It's not about blaming women. It's about saying, how dare you sit up here and try to frame the narrative as if it's all men's fault. When women play just as big of a role, and based on statistics, a greater role in the dysfunction and disintegration of the Black American family. And you can look it up. There are stats.
Are attacking Black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere.
Fair.
It's not cool.
That's a fair point.
And I'm asking you, other success.
It's a fair point. I don't support Pookie behavior, and I've been 100% about that. I don't support Pookie behavior, but I'm about accountability, and that goes both ways. You sitting up here crying. Why are you not crying to women to value men more, to respect men more.
For black men to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. See, like, if you actually look into it, you will find that black men are very loyal to their families. Believe it or not. They're not loyal to the women. They're not loyal to you. But they're loyal to their families. They might have more than one woman, but they are loyal to the family. The ones that don't, those are who y'all pick, because we know that a majority of the women, well, in reality, all the women really desire a small percentage of men. That's who they desire. If that's who they desire and they're getting the results that they're getting, wouldn't common sense say that it's because that's what you want? But fair enough, right? We should hold everybody accountable for being wrong. And I don't support pookie behavior. But what I'm saying is, women are the ones that are breaking up homes. Women are the ones, they cheat just as much. Worse, if not. I mean, most of the time, y'all just look at men as just wallets anyway, just banks, personal banks.
Get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get
this is the other thing I have a problem with. I'm sorry. This is the other thing I have a problem with. Because if the roles were reversed and this was a black man saying this, everybody would be calling her out. They'd be calling him out because, oh, why are you trying to glorify white men? Or why are you trying to glorify white women? Why are you trying to do all that? When in reality, when you look at the stats, it's a lot of white women on welfare. It's a lot of men going through the same problems that men have. I tell people all the time, the red pill content started in the white community. It started in the white community. White men had the same issues, the same problems. So that's why you never hear me say, oh, it's just a black woman problem. No, I say it's a Western women problem. There are just certain things you're going to have to deal with when you deal with a woman that's raised on Western values, modern Western values. There are certain things that come with dealing with a woman raised on traditional Western values. It's give or take, but to sit there and try to act like, oh, black men, you need to be more like white men. That's what she's implying. It's not what she said, but that's what she's implying. You need to step up and be more like white men. Well, first of all, do black women behave like white women behave? Let's get there. That's what I'm talking about. The accountability has to come on both sides. You can't just be, oh, it's all women's fault. And you can't just be like, oh, it's all men's fault. Misandry and misogyny are both whack, not just misogyny.
go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it.
And then this is my other thing. The truth of the matter is, the honest to God answer to your question is not on the black man. And he's sitting there mute. It's not on the black man. It's not on the black man. Y'all, if y'all stop opening up y'all legs to these fools, to these people that you know are like that, if y'all stop opening y'all hearts to these people who you know are like that, that's what it all boils down to. When you give yourself to these dudes and they let you down, you made a bad decision. That's what it boils down to. So, if you know that all of y'all desire the same type of guy and y'all looking over the average regular guy because of unreal expectations brought on by social media, media in general, and just every day growing up in a modern spoiled society, because that's essentially what America is right now. We're a modern spoiled society. When you weigh all these things together, women, you have to take accountability for this. You have to take some account. Like, I understand that it's kryptonite. I get it. But this isn't on men. This isn't on men, because there are plenty of men who do step up. There are plenty of men who step up and step out. Who's the problem?
We're never going to have it. It's just not going to happen. So if your mentality is,
we don't need need Cam Newtons to start being family men. What we need is women to start appreciating the men that are willing to be family men.
And I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be at a home and show your kids what it's like?
So
you know?
disingenuous.
At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things. And I know life happens. You can't be with somebody you don't want to be with or whatever. But my grandparents did it. My grandfather, 92, died when he was 92, my best friend. I never seen another type of man. That's why I've turned down 3 rings. Because
I'll rest my case.
It wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own because my grandmama died before I could even meet her. What point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit and all?
I rest my case 3 times. 3.
All of that, and build black homes. If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to
Turning down engagements is not a flex. It's not a flex.
build black homes. So when you see somebody like your significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you. They want you to build a black home. That's their anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold and solidify and build a black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is 2 different things.
And that's fair. Like I said, her point can be right in general, but you cannot shift the blame and accountability only on the men. It takes 2 to tango. Ain't that what the old folks always say? Say, it takes 2 to tango. These men don't make babies by themselves. The truth of the matter is, if you protected your womb better, if women protected their womb, then maybe men would appreciate it more. But if they get the baby, they get the lifestyle, y'all shacking up like y'all married already, what's the point of marrying? What's the point of doing things the right way if you can get everything without it, right? I mean, right? I'm just saying, man. We if people really want to have discussions about these gender wars and all this stuff, if people really want to have a conversation, then let's have a conversation. But you can't just be one sided. You can't be one sided. I'm not gonna sit up there and co-sign men just sitting there just hating women and smear campaigning women. And I get it, red pill rage is a thing. I've been there. But guess what? Male hate and misandry is equally prevalent. It's equally prevalent. And women in general, black women in general, and this is a great case study. Black women in general just don't respect black men. So how can black men build a home when you don't respect them? This woman, K. Michelle, respects white men more than she respects black men. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is that an unfair assessment? That if she's telling us that we need to step up and be like white men and do like how the white men do, she's telling us that we need to be like them. She thinks they're better than us. I'm just saying, like, come on. Am I crazy here? I don't know. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts, because this is kind of insane to me. It's just insane because what? Accountability is, I mean, yeah, it's kryptonite.